Okay, so we are going to construct, this is your construction, of a parallel line. No, don't worry about it. This is a construction of a parallel line we'll just leave it at that. Construction of a parallel line. Hopefully. All right, so here's how we start. And if you think about it, it's going to make sense to you as to why we construct a parallel line this way. So I can draw any line I want to. And so I'm going to go ahead and I want you to draw the line diagonal because especially if you have graph paper, how easy is it to make a parallel line on graph paper? Pretty easy. So I want to challenge you. So we're going to draw our line on a diagonal. Then I want you to make a point anywhere that is not on that parallel line, preferably above the line so that you're following the same thing that I am. So I'm going to construct a parallel line through that point that is not on the parallel line. Isn't there only one line that I can draw through that point that's parallel to the line I just drew? Isn't that a theorem? Yeah. All right, so in order to do this, the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to create, let's just put any point on this line. Preferably, and you could, but preferably not so it looks perpendicular. I mean, you could, but let's not. So it doesn't really matter where that point is. You're going to connect these two values into a line. This line is your transversal that will go through both parallel lines. So just visually, wouldn't that be about where my parallel line would be? If that was my transversal, give or take a little angle, right? Isn't that an angle created by the transversal? Don't we know how to create congruent angles? Ah, so we're going to create a congruent angle. So in order to do that, take your compass and put the brad on that point that we just made where the transversal intersects with our original line, or the pointy part of your compass, right? So you're going to hold this down, and I want you to make an arc all the way through this angle wherever you choose to, but keep track of the measurement that you've made. So I'm going to choose this hole right here, and I'm going to make an arc this way. So it cuts through both sides of the angle. See? Then I'm going to take my pencil still in that hole. I'm going to move the brad to this point at which I want to put my parallel line through. See how my brad's on the point, or your pointy part of the compass goes there? Hold that. Make a nice big arc. Make a nice big arc. And then you can draw away. I am going to extend my transversal a smidge. I'm going to extend it. So now I have to create this line that goes through here. Can't I measure from here to here with my compass? So that's our next step. We're going to measure. This is where X marks the spot comes into play. So I'm going to measure. I'm going to put a point here and a point here. I'm going to measure the nearest pole with my compass, or make the exact setting of your compass. So for my compass, isn't that hole right there over my red dot? Right? You want this to be right over that red dot. So I'm going to transfer, that's my distance. I'm going to transfer this back over to that point on the transversal, this point right here, with a transversal connected there. Does an X mark the spot where I want to connect? So put a point right here, and then you connect your two points. Do my lines appear to be parallel? It might be a smidge off, but are we close enough for government work? And so what kind of angles did I use here and here to create my parallel lines? What kind of angles are those? Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are congruent on parallel lines, right?